another fast machine. Keep it ready up so he could light 'em up. It couldn't happen fast enough, so he loaded up that car. And he headed out to be a big star. It's Thursday night out on the track. Pedal to the metal, no he's not any left. He's shocking everyone, cause he's so young. He wants to take that checkered flag, so he pushed the car so damn hard, right up to the wall. Oh yeah, wants to win at the speedboat. Oh, oh. Wants to win at the speedboat. Oh, oh. 3 years later with the big guns, it takes a 9 right up to the front. Now he's counting laps. You went first, you're last. He's kicking everybody's ass, so he drove it to the bottom. Then he makes a move, let's go to shotgun. Well, and it's Saturday night out on the track. Pedal to the metal, no he's not in last. Shocking everyone, cause he's so young. He wants to take that checkered flag, so he pushed the car so damn hard, right up to the wall. Oh, he's gonna win at the speedboat. Oh, oh, oh. He's gonna win at the speedboat. Oh, oh. Now that fire him right up, and he's got that octane running through his blood. And it's Saturday night out on the track. Pedal to the metal, no he's not in last. He's shocking everyone, cause he's so young. He's gonna take that jacket fire, so he pushes the
Let's
car.
wrapping things up here in qualifying here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the maiden voyage here for Verdane TV with Wesley Rowdy Hogue. Alongside me, I, as always, am Paul Strickland Jr. Great to have you here tonight. Now we're here with the East Coast Racing League, East Coast Winter League here, racing a weekly. This is a race one of a weekly SK Modified tour here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Looking forward to a great race. We had 60 guys here trying to make qualify into the time here. Take a look as we're looking in, just wrapping up, just a few minutes here left in lone qualifying. Right now, Bobby Rafferty on the pole with a 19:28. Wesley Hogue, how's it going, my man?
Paul Strickland Jr., it's always good to hear your voice up here in the booth with you at Stafford Motor Speedway, the virtual edition. Man, it is good to have some kind of racing on a Sunday night with the way that the world is right now, and what better deal is there to be than at a short track like Stafford Motor Speedway. And cool seeing the names that we see as we see Alex McCollum sitting on the pole right now with a 19.154. I used to run with Alex McCollum and his father over in the NRO3 days. Alex is a younger cat. He's coming up through the rankings, does a little bit of real life racing as well. And another cool thing as well that we're seeing here is this is the first official race that Verdane Racing, now as well known as Verdane TV, is calling races. You know Verdane as a super speedway league on Saturday nights. We are now calling races as well. We're excited to do this. We're excited to be here in the seat that we're in calling these races, Paul.
You're exactly right, Wes. And we're actually just waiting for these guys to wrap up. They're going to take the top 20 qualifying times here at Stafford Speedway. We'll get to that in just a minute. As Wes just mentioned, the number 41 of Alex McCullen did take the pole, so he's guaranteed a spot. But we're also going to run, there's going to be 3 heat races, 10 laps apiece, and they're going to be run simultaneously. You can do that in the iRacing world, save a little bit of TV time. But we're going to have these guys go at it, and the top 3 from each of these last chance qualifying heat races will make the feature. That puts us with 20 guys that qualified in on time, 3 guys from 3 heat races, rather. That puts my math at about 29 drivers. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Wes.
Absolutely, and I think the coolest part about this is seeing these drivers that if you go to Stafford Motor Speedway on a Saturday night or you follow the SK Modifieds, you can see these guys race when the world is back to normal. And I think that's the really, really cool part about all of this. And as you see these guys start to line up for their first heat race, Paul, this is exciting, man. We're getting to call our first race. I'm just excited. I'm that's the only word I have right now is excited as you share your screen here on Discord with me.
Yeah, man, we've known each other for a long time, and we've really been. You're exactly right. We've been working together as league admins here for a long time, and it's been a long time coming since we've actually tried working on these broadcasted races here.
Absolutely, and it sounds like Paul, as you're starting to share your stream with me on Discord, he's having a little bit of a technical issue with his microphone cutting in and out, but nonetheless, I'm still here for you. I'm going to help call this race with you as well, as Paul has a little bit of an issue here, but I'm, of course, still going to be here for you, help call the action for you as well, as Paul's having some issues with the server currently, so I'm going to help call some of the action here for you as they are beginning to line up.
Yep, just working on some quick technical difficulties here. Had a quick little disconnect. It seems like somebody's tripped over a wire or something, but we're going to get that taken care of as Wes is going to go through and help you out going through these heat races.
Absolutely. And for some reason, iRacing does that once in a while when they're like, oh, snap, you're trying to do something important. They like to boot you out, and sometimes that happens. So they're starting to line up for the heat races here as they are getting ready to rock and roll. And when we come back to our feed here, as we're about to do, your lineup will be as follows as we work our way back to the front of the pack here. All right, that 21 ride will be starting pole for you of Kyle O'Daniak, I think is the way you say that name. The 88 will be running second place on the outside of Keith Jeffrey. We're doing a little bit more of changing up here, making sure everything is the way that we need it to be. There we go. Starting third place will be George Bissett Jr., lined up in the 39 ride. Followed up by Trent Goodrow. He will be in the 31. The 39 will be ready to rock and roll there from that third place spot. Starting fourth place in this heat. Now again, the heat, what it takes, the way these heats are lined up is going to be the even numbers will be in heat 1, the odd numbers will be in heat 2. That's typically the way this works here, as things are starting to rock and roll. Feed will be coming up here in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are getting ready to rock and roll on their heat race.
Green flag.
All right, the green flag begins to fly. Kyle O'Daniak up front in that 21 ride, and he so far is going to take the point, and he's going to start trying to walk away, but the battle is going to be for second place. And oh, we got a couple cars spinning, including the 9 car head on into the wall. That 9 car is Paul Bazell. He is on his roof spinning, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening all during the heat races that we will be getting to here momentarily. The 9 car having a little bit of an issue as they're already under caution as we're getting everything rocking and rolling here. You can see it now on your stream. That 9 ride went for a ride, as we're going to try to get a replay here for you as everything begins to get back to normal. That was, not even the first lap completed, and already got a car on his roof there. Crazy, crazy stuff already happening. Now, Paul, I'm not too sure if these guys get resets. Do they use resets in this league?
No, there are no resets in this league, so you're gonna wonder if these guys. That's actually the only reason they can come down pit road is to repair damage.
I got you. So since there's no resets here, as Paul still works through his technical difficulties with his microphone, there are no resets here. And since there are no resets, if these guys get damage, that is it. You're out. So. You have a Conti race, a last chance qualifier, but you don't want to wait to depend on that.
And you'll notice, Wes, a lot of these guys have already taken their qualifying laps. Everybody, as a matter of fact, has taken their qualifying lap. We're going to be working with the top 20 drivers that took qualifying times, the top 20 quickest, and anybody that did not make it in that top 20, they'll be in the top 3 of each of these 10 heat races. Now, the other 2 heat races, you're seeing Heat 1 right now. Heat 2 and Heat 3 are being run simultaneously on the iRacing simulation right now. So they're probably roughly right around the same lap times, same distance in the race, rather, as we are right now. But they're going to be wrapping up the same time. We're going to take the top 3 from each of these races, throw them in at that top 20, have ourselves a race here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
All right, Paul, as you see that already getting to the action here. Paul, if you want to go over some of these drivers, tell a little bit of the background of these drivers. You know a little bit more than I do about them because you're from the Stafford Motor Speedway.
I am, and as a matter of fact, I'm actually the only person in this booth that has ever gotten a top 10 in a NASCAR sanctioned race at Stafford Motor Speedway. So that right there is my claim to fame. That's what I'm going to stick with anyway. I can't drive worth any kind of idea here on iRacing, so I come up here and I talk to myself a lot of the times here in the broadcast booth. But really exciting to see a lot of these big names. Dylan Kopak, he's a modified driver. He's a long-time young kid, but he's been going to Stafford Speedway for the longest time. And he's the one that kind of put this deal together. Now, if you look at the entry list on iRacing, it pretty much shows that every single one of these drivers is from the New England Club. Now, the New England Club obviously covers the geographical New England, but most of these guys race every single week at Stafford Motor Speedway, so it's awesome to see some of these names out here. One lap to go here on the pace car. Green flag in the air. Look like we had a single file restart there with 4 laps to go as they make the stripe. Heading down into turn number 1. You see the 15 inside the 18 coming out of turn 2. And you can see the apron is really flat here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
The apron, a lot of these short tracks are going to be flat, but definitely Stafford has one of the flattest. And I'm watching here in the back, as you're watching up there, that 9 ride trying to salvage a little bit of what he has left. But honestly, Paul, don't think he's going to have what it takes to get back up in front. That's a lot of damage up there. And let's face it, the leader's setting a pace there, Kyle, in that 20. Pretty much for the most part, we are single file through the field as we see Kyle, I believe it's Odanik, sitting in first place, followed up by Keith Jeffrey in the 88 second. Third place is George Bassett in that 39. 40 in that 31 is the fourth place of Trent Goodrow. Rounding out your top 5 is Christina Hovey.
Third place looking inside here on the low side, trying to get underneath Keith Jeffrey, but it doesn't matter at this point because we're going to cross the stripe here. The 21 leaves them all hanging out to dry as he wins the first heat race here. We're going to get things moved over to the feature event. Again, it's going to be the top 20 qualifying times as well as the top 3 from each of these 3 heat races as we get them lined up here at Stafford.
Paul, this is my first time really watching some competitive short track racing here in iRacing, and of all the years I've been here, I'm more of a super speedway guy, but I'm really impressed. These guys really know how to hold their own. They're fast drivers. They seem to really know what they're doing, and to see some guys that actually race in real life and come out here on a Sunday night and perform at this track, that really shows a lot, and really shows that these guys are kind of they're getting a little antsy in quarantine. They're ready to go back racing.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. The news broke a couple of weeks ago on Stafford Speedway's Facebook page that due to all the COVID-19 everything getting pushed back and the social quarantine and all this other nonsense, everything's getting delayed. So we actually had our Spring Sizzler, the first race at Stafford Speedway, sponsored by Napa. We had to push back to the end of May, I think, at this point. It's like the second to last week of May, and it's like, man, I don't know what everybody else is doing. It's probably the same thing, but, you've got a lot of guys that are working on the race cars, like the rent-a-race car guys in Berlin. They got everything jammed out, ready for the start of the season. I know we've got another month off to kind of fill the time and the carts are all done. So what do? I mean, you come over to the iRacing simulation, you check it out, iRacing.com, jump on and kind of, hook up your steering wheel and go racing with, your friends, family, local guys that may be going to your local tracks.
As the cars continue to roll here right now on the feed, you are seeing the Vidane TV on the feed, but here soon enough, you're going to see it cut over to this stream as they are starting to roll. You're about to be able to see the field pop up for you. So we're going to be getting the one to go this time by. Having a little bit of technical difficulties on the side here. It looks like iRacing, because there's so many people in the server, it keeps on crashing. So we're having to re-enter the server. So we apologize for that. iRacing is not used to having this many people in a server. So that's why you keep on seeing it go back to the Vidane TV. So we're going to make sure that we get that back up to you as soon as possible. But right now it is just the heat races. We're not to the big show yet. I'd rather this happen now in the heat races than the big show. So I'll keep you updated on what is happening here. Right now, we already have a car in the grass, so if that gives you a little bit of a hint, being a little bit of a wild race here. Right now, PJ Evans is your leader here, followed up by Mark Burke, Teddy Kramer, who's now just spun out, Matthew Seymour, Steve Lombardo, Jason Blatz, Michael Hendrickson, Ray Parent, Max Zetchum, Travis Hydar, Dale Garrard, Corey Gasser-Grande, and then PJ Evans. PJ Evans is your current leader in this heat race.
All right, and we're back. We got all those bugs worked out here. As apparently, it seems like those heat races do not get run simultaneously, one after another. So at that point, we do have to reconnect to the server each time. Learn something new every day. Even though we kind of pride ourselves as being experts, we definitely don't do that. But we're halfway through this second heat race here. PJ Evans leading in that number 81 car, and you see Corey Casagrande right behind him, right, he can smell that back bumper, he's that close. Travis Hydar in the third spot, David Gerard Jr. in the fourth, followed by Ray Parent in the number 5. Top 5 single file heading down into turn number 1. Everybody kind of runs a car or two up above that yellow line, because you can see the apron almost all the way around this track is nice and flat. Two to go here at the line. PJ Evans leads this heat race, and remember, the top 3 drivers, the top 3 finishers that didn't qualify in the top 20 make the feature race. So we're taking 29 drivers all the way through. It's going to be the top 20 guys, the top 20 qualifying times, and it's also going to be the top 3 from 3 of these heat races.
Right now, it looks like it's going to be PJ Evans, it's going to be Corey Casagrande, and then Travis Hydar is in your catbird seat, but not too far behind them is Dale Garrard Jr., who's side by side with Ray Parent. Ray Parent wrecks him. Ray Parent sends Gerard Jr. spinning in that number 13 Ford machine. Wow, he wanted that 4th position a little bit more than what I guess Gerard was anticipating there, Paul.
Yeah. Big, huge wreck. You see he's parked over there in the turn. To see if we can back that up just a little bit. Gonna look through the number 13's replay here, see if we can figure out exactly what went on. Looking at the instant replay here as the 13 on the outside. 33, you're right, he bumped him right in the door. 98 car going low, taking that position from him. You're going to wonder if there's going to be a penalty or if we're just going to call that short track racing. But looks like we got about 5 minutes of practice lined up here. We're going to line all these drivers up, get the running order, the top 20 guys that qualified in on time, and gals, and the top 3 from each of these 3 heat races. Don't go anywhere. Top off that drink, grab yourself another ice-cold beer. We're going to figure this stuff out, and we're going to come right back to you for 75 laps here live at Stafford Motor Speedway and the SK Modifieds here for East Coast Winter League.
Hurting all the ones you played. The truth won't ever be the same. Looking for a sign of hope, a light inside to help you cope. Take me away from this place, something to slow the pace. Tell me why you cannot see. It's not my fault to pull your finger at me. Now it's time to be. You're not the one for me. You keep pushing me away. Need something to numb the pain. You're holding me under, making me suffer while I wait. You keep pushing me away. I can't take another day. I'm in a broken, leading me on to go astray. You're gone. I'm done. Trust I had is frayed and torn, not to be filled with pain. It's gone. Nothing you gain. Selfish is the source of your pain. Now it's time to be. You're not the one for me. You keep pushing me away. Need something to numb the pain. You're holding me under, making me suffer while I wait. You keep pushing me away. I can't take another day. I'm in a broken, leading me on to go astray. Keep pushing me away. You keep pushing me away. You keep pushing me away.
Hey, Dylan, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
We had a little bit of technical difficulties in the heat. For some reason, after every heat, it kicked us out of the server.
You keep pushing me away. Something you keep pushing me away. Need something to numb the pain. You're holding me under, making me suffer while I wait. You keep pushing me away. I can't take another day.
Just wrapping up practice session. The practice session, checkered flags waving on that practice session. ready to line these 29 drivers. Looks like maybe 28 drivers getting ready to run here. 75 laps at Stafford Speedway in the SK Modifieds. Wes, it's go time. We've been waiting for a long time for this.
Man, this is what we've been waiting for all week, and once again, we see Alex McCollum at the top of the list. Paul, if you want to go through the rundown here, I'm excited to see what happens here. We're waiting for some of these guys to grid at the same time, but if you want to go through the rundown, let these guys know who's starting where.
Yeah, one of the somebody that's very obviously got a lot of iRacing experience. Alex McCullum starts off on the pole here in the number 41 machine. Teddy Hodgson right behind him. You'll know his name because he actually won the Stafford iRacing event Friday night. He won his heat race, qualified onto the feature, won the race there, and you actually saw that live on Stafford Speedway's Facebook page. Really cool to see him starting on the outside here. But in the number 3 spot, we've got Kyle Ellie, followed by Bobby Rafferty and Brandon Wilkinson, a familiar iRacer, in the 5th spot, followed by Riley O'Keefe, Ryan Libby, Kyle Cisco. Sorry if I screwed that up, bud. David Bodio behind him, and 10th place is going to go to Jake Johnson.
Paul, this is a stacked field that we're seeing here, man. Jake Johnson is a fast driver. We've seen him before in the past. A lot of these guys, again, have a lot of iRacing experience, but not only iRacing experience, a lot of these guys have real racing experience as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 29 drivers here at Stafford Speedway in the SK Modified mods here. 11th place qualifier, Jack Ellie, Chris Silverstein, the number 74. He's going to start 12th, followed by Ryan Blanchard, Anthony Marvagulio. Oh, you leave me with the hard stuff. Jeez. Regan Parent starting 15th. Joseph Namaskote in 17th. Justin Brown 18th. Derek, you guys got to be messing with me. Garrick.
That's going to be glue hockey. That's going to be glue hockey.
We'll go with glue hockey. Timothy Floyd P20. Kyle O'Neill, you saw him fast in practice, 21st. PJ Evans, 22. Keith Jeffrey, Corey Casagrande, George Bassett Jr., Travis Hadar, Trent Goodrow, Ryan Perry, and Christina Hovey rounding out the top 29. 29 drivers here at the iRacing. The lights are off on that Mustang pace car. We're getting ready to go green.
And here we go. This is what we've all been waiting for. We're going to see who's going to be making it to this big show here for 75 laps. Who can make it? Who's going to be the one to show off as the green flag is out? Ladies and gentlemen, we are green as Alex McCullum takes it to the line, but we already have a yellow flag, Paul. Yellow has already been shown.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I don't know if we didn't get a starter up front that didn't hit the gas right away, but had a little bit of a checkup, had guys going through the grass. We'll see if we can cut through here and try and pull that up on the instant replay, find out what the heck happened there on that restart.
Yeah, Paul, I'm listening to the driver's radio right now, trying to see if we can get word of what exactly happened. Not exactly sure, but right away we took the green and the yellow at the same time.
It's just one of those things that seems to happen here in short track racing, and I hate to keep quoting Denny Hamlin as he's quoting Joey Logano on that, but you definitely know that happens a lot of time, both real life and in the simulated world of iRacing. We're going to back this replay up here, see if we can't find out exactly what happened. Trying to figure everything out here on the truck, on the iRacing truck.
All right, so it looks like it was just a bad start for the guys. It wasn't anything too crazy. The race didn't start exactly how they wanted it to there. So we're gonna rack them back up again. Alex McCollum is going to be your leader here, coming to the start-finish line. It's going to be Kyle Eli in that 7. Brandon Wilkinson's going to be in the 56. Bobby Rafferty in that number 17. Ryan Libby is going to be in the 46. Dave Bodio at 33. Riley O'Keefe going to be riding out in that 7th position in the 69. Jack Eli is going to be 8th in the 54. The 12 of Kyle Cisco, and then the top 10 is rounded out by Ryan Blanchard in the 22.
Racking these guys back up, and you got to know that this isn't like the FS1 broadcast you saw earlier where these guys can come down pit road and take a look at the cars, work on the cars. These guys can't even take tires. They're going to run 75 laps here at Stafford Speedway. Now, you got to know, it's not Lee Speedway. The tires don't wear out all that much here at Stafford Speedway. But these guys are not able to take tires, just like at Stafford every Friday night. You can only replace that tire if it's got any kind of damage or if it's punctured or flat at that point. But these guys are going to line them back up here. Pace lights are off on that Mustang pace car. Everybody lining up. Looks like single file. We're going to have a single file restart here on lap number 3.
And if you are watching the feed, feel free to comment your favorite driver. If you are a normal goer to Stafford Motor Speedway, please let us know, as we are green, as the 1 and the 41 are hooked up, coming off of turn 1 here. Alex McCollum able to hold off the 7, rather, not the 1, of Kyle Eli.
Still single file as we come down the backstretch, heading down into turn number 3, coming out of turn number 4. Everybody running just a little bit higher than that flat spot there on the apron. Nice clean race, and we get a good clean lap in lap number 6 as Alex McCullum comes across. Kyle Ellie right behind him. Brandon Wilkinson, a familiar iRacer, in 3rd. Bobby Rafferty, like you said, 4th place, and Ryan Libby 5th. Straight file, single file, all the way back through this field almost.
You are right. We are completely single file through this field right now, as we have a little bit of a battle in the back, but that didn't last long beyond a corner. But back up front is your driver 41 of Alex McCollum. He's going to show our way here around Stafford Motor Speedway. He knows how to get it done here on iRacing, and he's showing it as we're coming already around to lap 7 to come around to lap 8.
8 laps in the book. We had a quick little caution there on the first lap. It seems like we couldn't really get the restart out of the way. But at that point, these guys figured it on. They put their thinking caps on underneath their helmets. Everybody single file. Good, clean race in here. 10 laps in.
Paul, we have a battle. We have a battle a little bit further back here for the 7th position, the 88 of Keith Jeffrey. Look underneath the 01, but not exactly there. That's bottling up the 27 and 39 behind him. It seems like this is going to be one of those races where, in order to make a move, you might have to use that chrome horn, Paul, as we now see the 27 possibly going to use that chrome horn. Of course, there he goes. There goes Corey of Casagrande there. Corey Casagrande is in the grass here on the backstretch, making his way back on the track. He just lost it there, coming off of turn 2, and he gathers back up, and we stay green.
Yeah, we're looking at the quick little replay here. Corey just got loose, that 7 car. He runs late models at Stafford Speedway. I've known him for a really long time. He got loose. He went down there in John Deere country, as it's called. Came around. You got to wonder if that lap's going to score. That lap's actually going to count at that point, because he did cut off the first and second turns. Yeah, no caution. We stay green here at Stafford Speedway. We're going to try and get caught back up with the leaders. Here,
Paul back up, trying to battle for the top 10 here right now. Jack Eli is under fire from Ryan Blanchard. Ryan Blanchard to that 22. He sees Jack Eli in the top 10, and he wants it as he looks low here in 1 and 2. Can he make it stick? No, he cannot. That high line is the line to be at here at Stafford Motor Speedway. It takes a lot of patience here to try to make it here on the bottom without moving that guy. It also slows you down a little bit. Now that 22 of Ryan Blanchard is under fire from Jake Johnson going into 1.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if these guys are going to wonder if 8 tires turn more than 4, and that's, a lot of times they do. You want to kind of lean on that guy just a little bit on your outside to see if you can't make him on the inside, but it's, in some cases, it's really not going to work out, because the tires are going to rub, the tires are going to line up to the inside of the other car and get cut down. Side by side here with these 2 drivers.
That battle for 13th still rages on between Jake Johnson and the 015, as well as that 22 ride, as they still ride side by side here. Ryan Blanchard trying to hold on to it here in that 22 on the outside. Can he do so?
Side by side, and another guy in behind him in the 3rd lane, trying to work his way up the middle, see if he can't get in through that hole. There's no hole there, but he's going to keep trying. A little bit loose down on the inside, but it seems like he's still got the advantage going low, as the 74 car, as you're seeing here on your screen, is going to come low and try and take that spot from the 9.
The battle still rages on here as they are still at, the 22's in a bad spot. Is he going to be able to get out of here? He's still working his way to the back, unfortunately. He's doing everything he can to do so. As you see, some of the paint schemes here are refreshing here in the iRacing server. We apologize for that, but here comes that 74. He's moved Ryan Blanchard out of the way. That's Chris Silversti, and now there's contact with the 22. He gets flushed out to the outside, and he gets freight train now, and he will fall all the way back 4 positions.
You got to wonder, that happens a lot at Stafford Speedway. These guys getting into each other, kind of seems like cooler heads don't always prevail. We're 18 laps in here at this race. We're going to focus back up here on the lead pack here, see what's going on. There's not really much going on. You've got Alex McCollum up front, easy enough for me to say. Kyle Ellie right behind him, and then a huge gap back to 3rd, and then 3rd, we've got everybody pretty much single file all the way around.
Paul, we got a battle here now for that 7th position. It's between Kyle Briscoe, who washes up in the 12, next to the 69 ride of Ryan O'Keefe. They battle for that 7th position hard. Right again, Riley O'Keefe has that preferred line. It really takes some patience on the bottom. Kyle Briscoe showing that patience as he's trying to muscle his way through. I can see him driving in a little bit. Oh, we got one! We got a spinner! And the caution is out. Hard wreck in front of us here. With the 17 of Bobby Rafferty gets turned in 1 and 2, bringing out the yellow flag.
Crazy how we were looking right at that. Those two drivers side by side, they just drove right into that wreck. You're looking at the 77 right now. It looks like he just got a little bit of a shove from that 46 car. You got to look. It seems like everybody, we're going to call that a racing deal. That's a little bit too close to call, but you can see these guys collect a little bit of roll bar damage up on the front end. These guys are going to be able to fix that now. They don't have a quick reset, but they are going to be able to go down pit road and work on these cars just to make sure that everything checks out. You're not able to change tires or anything like that, but you're able to work on the car. You're able to make some changes, as these guys are also running the open setups on the iRacing service.
You're correct. And the guy that was sitting P4 there, the 46 of Ryan Libby, let's pull him into the booth real quick. Let's try to get a quick word with Mr. Libby. Ryan Libby, you are here with Vidane TV. Ryan, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Ryan, we are putting down the laps really quickly, already through lap 22. Ryan, what's it like running up in that top 5 right now? It's heated behind you. You guys have been keeping it calm. Are you saving your stuff? You trying to set up to make a move on the leader?
Yeah, I'm definitely saving my stuff, but I wanted to get by to 77, but I didn't really meet in the contact with him. I got into 1 there. It's kind of a racing deal. I try to give him enough room. It's tight racing here.
Absolutely, and you see right now we are on board with that 46 of Ryan Libby. Ryan, when you're going into a race like this where you have limited laps and you got a long way to go and short time to get there, sometimes you got to use that chrome horn. Anybody you would like to say hello to while you're down here?
Yeah, I'd just like to say hello to everyone who's watching right now. I sent the YouTube link over to a few friends, so hopefully they're watching. Just want to say hi to them.
Awesome, Ryan. And what's it going to take to beat that Alex McCollum ride in that 41?
Well, I tell you what, he is pretty fast, but hopefully we get some more long-run green flags. I kind of set the car up for a long run, so hopefully it happens.
All right, Ryan, good luck. Stay safe. Hopefully we interview you after this race.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ryan Libby. He's been sitting in the top 5 most of this race. He is piloting the 46 ride, and he is currently sitting in that 4th position.
Taking a look right at him now. The pace light's still on in that Mustang pace car. Here, these guys are just kind of gathering all their thoughts at this point. There's no real, they do usually short cautions at Stafford Speedway, 1 or 2 laps, but iRacing is just a little bit different. It's simulated. It's not quite real life, but these guys are pretty much gathering their thoughts. They had the opportunity to come down and fix any damage that they had, but one of the rules here on the East Coast Winter League, the SK Modified Division here at Stafford, you cannot take tires. And, these guys are going to have to save tires going through here at Stafford. It's got that old surface, so it's going to wear these things down just a little bit.
Your lucky dog there was Teddy Hodgkin in that 55 ride, but we work our way back to the front. And now we are going to see if that 41 can hold on to the lead and continue to dominate as he has, which is Alex McCollum.
Alex McCollum restarting first. Kyle Ellie on the outside on the number 2. As we got a green flag, looks like in the air. You got to remember, the leaders can restart this race wherever they want coming out of turn 4. They don't necessarily have to wait for the flagman. Gets a great restart there. You see him taking through 2-3 car lengths ahead of Kyle Ellie in the 7. We got another quick caution here on lap 26. You got to see if we can't figure out exactly what happened there. But Alex McCollum still your leader coming down to another caution.
That was another quick caution. And ladies and gentlemen, you might hear us call a number, and it may not be the number you see on the track. Here in iRacing, these guys can use what is called custom numbers with their paint schemes. And sometimes they have different numbers on their car than what is actually in the server. So we apologize about that. The one car that you're seeing, that red number 1 of Alex McCollum, is showing up as it's supposed to be the 41. So when we say 41, we mean the one car of Alex McCollum. But Paul here is going to try to find what actually brought out the caution there for us here at Vidane TV. And this East Coast Winter Series, man, this is some crazy great racing so far that we're seeing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, a lot of these guys have a lot of real racing experience. just looking through, seeing if we can't find the replay. It looks like our computer actually ate the replay. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody paid the powers that be, let them not actually see what's going on. But you're right, yeah, this has been some great racing, single file for the most part. Looks like we got somebody stopped on the front stretch there, taking an end of longest line penalty. But these guys, you know, they definitely race real life, and they use what they learned about the braking points and everything like that in the simulation in real life, and a lot of the stuff they learned in real life actually being in the car, they learned from the actual simulation.
And as you see with NASCAR doing what they're doing right now on Sundays, you kind of get an idea of how similar that iRacing is to real racing. These guys, they've came on to say that, you know, the basic balance of the cars are very similar. The track aspect is super similar, all the way down to where the billboards are located to every single bump in the track. So these guys that race in real life at this track, they have their braking points, they have their lifting points in real life, and they're able to translate that here onto iRacing. So, but nonetheless, Alex McCollum, he is more of an iRacing specialist than he is a real racing specialist, that I believe. He's a young gun, and he's making his way up here in the East Coast Winter Series.
Yeah, Jersey's own. You can actually, anybody that knows iRacing, runs the iRacing service, knows that there's a licensing system, and that licensing system goes on what's called your iRating. And that's your professional rating driver as the simulation sees fits. And you're looking through the field here. You know, you've got anywhere from you've got some guys down in the 1500s or so. But you see Alex McCollum is on the top of the field. He's got his World Drive DWC license as it is. He's got an iRacing of 67 to 38. Now you start, I believe, with the 1600. I don't really know exactly what you start with because I'm not even sure what mine is. I know it's probably single or double digits. But Alex McCollum definitely has the iRacing background. He's very familiar with the simulations.
Absolutely, and the pace car lights are finally out now. Maybe we can get another great green flag run that these guys have been putting on over and over again. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with what I've been seeing here, Paul. I'm impressed with the show these guys are putting on, and hopefully we're putting on a good show for you, as now you see the pace car take that hard left turn into the pits as Alex McCollum hits the loud pedal, and we are back green here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Putting his booger funger right there on the bang switch, takes a perfect restart down into 1 and 2. Top 4 drivers pull away, single file. Everybody behind them, single file behind them, heading down into turn number 3.
Everybody's kind of saving their stuff right now, riding single file. They understand that this is still a long way to go. We're not even halfway yet, but we're getting there. You want to make sure you're going to have tires to the end. As Paul has mentioned before, you cannot get tires in this series. You have to race the entire race on the tires that you started off with, so you don't want to burn them off right away, as I believe now we are almost at a battle here for the 10th position, but the 36 there of Reagan Parent, giving it up there to the 3 ride of Derek Galucki. I'm just going to call him Derek G in that 3 ride.
Derek G works. I'm sure he's been called worse in real life and in the simulation. But it seems like they kind of gathered everything back up single file. And it's one of those things, man. You know, at Stafford here in the SK is you can run really, really hard, but you burn those tires out. And you got to wonder if these guys are going to save everything they can. Dylan Kopak, the league administrator here at East Coast, he actually came out and said in the Facebook group earlier, if I see your car getting lifted up, you will be disqualified. So these guys can only make they can only make adjustments, and they can only do repairs. They can't actually change any tires.
And we got a battle here for the 13th position, and Nicholas Salva, he gets washed up the track by Justin Brown in the 48. The 8 car of Salva gets washed up the track. I don't think he was expecting that. Now the 8 car here of Salva is on the bottom here. Not looking good for Salva. He got washed up the track. Just a little bit of a bump and run. And sometimes that's what it takes here at tracks where you have one lane. At Stafford Motor Speedway, that lane is the high lane, and now we do have a caution. The caution is out. Not exactly sure for what yet. It looks like the 98 of Ray Parent was involved in a little bit of an incident there. For some reason, as something happened with Ray Parent, that it was actually right in front of Ray Parent that it happened. I'm going to get back to that here and help you guys with a replay to see exactly what happened. But somebody got right reared straight into the wall, which you never want to see.
No, you definitely want to see that even in a simulation because, man, sometimes that stuff even hurts. But we backed up the tapes just a little bit. Looks like the guy's right in front of him. The 2 almost makes it upside down. Just nowhere to go for our driver right here. He just kind of had to take his medicine at that point. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like the car seems to be too bad. Hopefully he can get that stuff fixed down on pit road and get everything squared away.
Yeah, Joseph Massico, I believe that's how you're going to say his name. He is smoking there in the 2. If we can get the camera on that, he's smoking big time on the 2. I don't think that he's going to be able to see another lap in this one, unfortunately, in that 2 ride. Joseph, though, man, oh man, oh man, that's not what you want to see. Is you see some guys coming down the service that may have some damage, that may have we want to make sure there's enough fuel in these rides, but that 2 ride has made his way down to pit road, and that might be it for Joseph.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's getting really too much work done on that car. You gotta wonder though. iRacing does seem to kind of go through, and it doesn't show us that the crew guys are working on the car. But he's still parked. He's still actually on pit road, so he hasn't given up just yet. He's just still working on that car, seeing if he can't get everything back down and rolling. You see, he's actually rolling away right now. So we'll see how strong this number 2 car is as we come in, start to cross the halfway point at this race.
And Paul, the guy that turned him into the wall there, the 238 of Anthony I think it's Marvuglio. I'm going to go with that, Anthony M. That 238, that beautiful purple, light blue, and black ride. He's still in pit road. He's still getting service. Pretty sure that car's pretty beat up. That machine has seen better days. And we see Christina Hovey in the 16 pulling away now. As she's able to work her way out of the pit road. I believe that is a she. We're not exactly sure if that's just maybe a guy using a girl's name in iRacing. We see that at times as well. We'll be able to confirm later on. But nonetheless, back up front, the guy that has led everything from lap 1 is your leader, Alex McCollum, and what shows to be the 1 ride for you, but for us it shows the 41.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on that just a little bit. You got to wonder if these guys are running custom paint schemes or if they're letting iRacing kind of sort it out, tell them to what actual car to drive. But the pace lights are still on here. Stafford Speedway, we're going to line these guys up double file as we cross the line. Now these guys are going to be able to start double file because they were able to make 10 laps under green. So it's pretty exciting.
All right, Paul. As we go green here, we're going to drag Dylan into here. Dylan is the admin of the league. Dylan, you guys are putting on a great show here. What do you think so far?
So far so good. I mean, we got a good bunch of guys in here, some green flag laps, and they got a little over halfway now. I think we'll get some good fit.
Sounds good. As we see the field going back green, we're going to catch Dylan a little bit later as he has a field to admin as we see Alex McCollum take the lead. Thank you for the quick word, Dylan. We'll talk to you here soon. As here we go. We are back green here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
And another quick caution here. It looks like the guys were able to get another quick lap, and caution laps do count here in the East Coast Winter League. So we're going to take a look at the replay, see if we can figure out exactly what happened there.
Possibly the Tyler Alcus ride. I just saw that he retired in the 89. Not exactly sure if he wasn't even in this race, so not exactly sure where it was. If Paul's trying to find this replay.
Looks like we got it queued up. We got a restart on the inside of the cockpit of this machine right here. Looking real quick. It's the Jake Johnson machine. He gets into the back of the 54. He kind of pushes him. Everybody in front of him doesn't seem to go. Looks like there's a checkup, and we switch cameras. There's a couple of guys down low on the in-hand side, the inside lane there. So it just seems like everybody kind of checked up on that restart. Nobody had anywhere to go, so we're going to have some guys down on pit road to see if we can't figure out, get these cars bent back into shape on iRacing and obviously make any adjustments, but these guys still can't take any kind of tires. There's a no tire rule here in effect tonight.
All right, now that we do have a couple more quick seconds, we are going to talk to Dylan now that we are not at 1 to go. Dylan, we got a little bit of time now. Tell us a little bit about your league. Do a little bit of advertisement, man.
Yeah, so we originated a couple months back. We had a tour league with the Whelen Modified Tour cars on iRacing. Went to a bunch of different tracks. I think it was about a 13 race season. Decided to change the pace back to my home track at Stafford. I used to run here weekly and just get a bunch of good guys together and have some good racing. The SKs, that's the type of car that originated here. So It only seems fair.
And if you would like to inform the viewers, how many drivers out here that are racing today can you see on a normal Saturday night at Stafford Motor Speedway?
From the practice session before, everybody made it into the thing, we had about half the field probably full of people that either race at Stafford, spot at Stafford, just people that are around Stafford. Currently in the race, you have about 10 guys, I believe, out of 29 that started the feature that race here.
That is awesome. Anybody that you would like to thank before we get rocking and rolling?
I just like to thank everybody that showed up tonight and all the fans that are watching. Also like to thank Design Lab, for working together.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the league GM of Dylan Kopak. He's the one that makes the magic happen here. He's the one that helps design these races and get everything good up and going. So we appreciate him having us able to call this race. And Paul, I'm ready to see what's going to happen here, man. We're under 30 to go. We're at a short track. This is usually when it really starts to heat up, as we saw. Brandon Wilkinson has been removed from this race, so possibly that accident may have been called on him.
Definitely may have been, but it looks like these guys are going to get a single file restart because they got the quick caution, and we get the green flag waving in the air. Then Kyle Ellie machine all over the back bumper of Alex McCollum pushes him into turn one. You're going to wonder if he was trying to give him a little bit more momentum, see if he can get him pushed high up the track, but it doesn't seem like it worked as they come down, heading down to turn three.
Alex McCollum trying to lead him from flag to flag here as he drives that 41, a.k.a. one car into 3 and 4 to take on to lap 50 here. We're coming down to 25 to go here as he drives it hard into the corner. Alex McCollum has been the show today so far at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Welcome to the show as you watch some steel cage racing. Two further in that one. A lot of gimmicks you listen to at Stafford Motor Speedway, but we do have a battle here for the position 14 between the 27 of Corey Casagrande as he's able to clear the ride of the Riley O'Keefe, or Riley O'Keefe right back on him. You'll see the back of Riley O'Keefe's car has a certain female on the back. Who is she? We will not name her. We'll let you try to look up her photo on Google, and we'll let you tell us who she is as he rides all over the back of Corey Casagrande, wanting that 13th position. Lots of racing happening all over the track at this point in time. We're going to take a look, see if we can't. Having some issues here. The 27 or the 7 of Corey Casagrande, as the numbers sometimes don't match the paint schemes as they're registered. We're going to have to fire our office clerk. She screwed up all of our numbers on us on the restart. Or on the start of the race, but we got the 69 car on your screen heading down on the inside of Corey Casagrande. Not even sure.
Oh, we got a battle here in the back. Had a little bit of a hookup. You go to the 54 ride of Jack Eli. We got a car that's blinking like crazy, and he's trying to get the blow of him, and that is that 8 ride. We've seen that 8 car already, and with the caution is out, we have a caution flag out.
Caution's out, as you can actually see right there on our camera. See if we can't figure out exactly why that driver was spinning around in the middle of the air.
That was the 33 of Dave Bodio. Looking back at this, he was pinched up by the 36, put hard into the wall. Man, and he also collects the 21, who the 21 has heavy damage, as well as the 58 of Travis Haidar, who is blown up. Big carnage here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Unfortunately, those guys are going to have to hit the reset button, sit down on pit road, and maybe join us on YouTube. Check out the broadcast here. You see the guy, some guys just, there's nowhere to go, and unfortunately, these cars just get punted into unreality, as it were, as these guys kind of get it chalked up. We're 20 to go here, and I believe, due to the rules, we're going to restart single file because we had another real quick caution there. We'll double check that, and we'll see exactly how we restart and line these guys up.
Paul, a lot of these bigger leagues, such as ourselves at Verdane, we like to keep it clean, and because of that, we'll go single file racing if we need to on restarts until these guys can prove that they can run double file on these restarts. But you got to look at it, man. This is short track racing. The laps are winding down. We're at 20 to go. It's time to go green. It's time to go. There's going to be a lot more taking and a lot less giving.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's one of those things at Stafford every Friday night. I've been going for a long time. As everybody knows, I work with the Rent a Race Car guys. I've worked with them for 5 or 6 years at this point at Stafford, and they rent out the street stock division cars. You can check them out. They're on Facebook, they're online, they're all that stuff. You just got to Google them and figure it out. But man, I've been going to Stafford Speedway in person for a very long time, and it's cool to see all these names out here. You know, unfortunately, we got the COVID-19 stuff going on right now. We've got mandatory social distancing, stay in your house, stay online, look at memes, look at internet stuff, look at videos of guys doing push-ups for crying out loud. But you know, it's cool to be able to sit down with you, Wes, here at the broadcast booth. Our maiden voyage here at Vidane TV. This is the first time we've ever done this live, and you know, it's cool to have the first race here at Stafford Speedway in the SK Modified divisions. These guys are going to be running here SKs at Stafford every single week for the next 12 weeks. And you're gonna bet, Wes, that we're gonna bring you all the action here live every single Sunday night on Vidane TV.
And Paul, I want to give a shout out to a Vidane follower, a short track legend here in North Florida in the front wheel drive series, which it's called the Bombers. It's called, you know, all different names all over across the nation. The Gladiators, mods, you know, mini mods, whatever you want to call them, the front wheel drive series. He races dirt. His name is the Mocha Missile. He is the one and only Casey Feaster, and he's here watching this with us as well, as we are seeing the pace car here about to take pit road as the field has double filed. Looks like we are going to go ahead and restart in a double file manner here, and we're going to take a green. But shout out to the Mocha Missile here, who is here watching this feed. He is one of the best front wheel drive racers that is out there. He's from Putnam County, Florida. He's a big fan of iRacing. He's a big fan of Vidane Racing. And now he's becoming a big fan of this East Coast Winter Series here with the SK Modifieds, as we're about to see the iRacing Mustang pace car take that hard left down into pit road as the leader enters the restart line, and we are back green here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And once again, Alex McCollum, we got another quick caution, unfortunately.
Yep, we were able to get a lap under green. Alex McCollum, no surprise there, was able to kind of pull away and let everybody know that he's the man to beat at this point. Got a great restart there, started double file, but we got another quick caution here. See if we can't pull up the replay, the instant replay, if you will, to find out exactly what happened there.
I believe it's going to have something to do with Derek G, since he got the EOLL. I'm not even going to try to butcher his name as I usually do. I believe he's going to be the culprit here in that 3 ride.
Taking a look from Derek G in the number 3 here. Quick little instant replay. Looking at the camera angles, we're not. Looks like he's got the all black car on the outside at that point. And see if we can't figure.
Paul,
out.
he ends up turning the 46 here, coming down in the corner. You're about to see it. He comes down and he just turns the 46, sends him for a loop, and takes out a couple more with him. Definitely carnage there coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, a lot of cars involved at that point. Not really sure. You know, it's crazy how, you know, you want that spot and these guys just try and get in after it. See if we can't get a little bit closer angle here and find out exactly what happens riding on board with the Ryan G machine. And you can see, like you said, he just punts in the back of the number 46. We talked to him earlier. Got up on 2 wheels, got up on 2 wheels again. Gathered it up. He's got a little bit of damage, but you got to wonder if he's going to be able to finish this race out.
I believe the Edward McCarthy ride has also been given a black flag there. Not exactly sure what happened with Edward, but he was, or not a black flag, but an EOLL there. Edward McCarthy going to the back as well with these guys.
May very well have been involved in that wreck. I know a lot of different leagues on iRacing. If you're involved in the wreck or if you caused the wreck, you're going to get a caution or you're going to get a black flag. You're going to get put in the back of the pack at that point to kind of slap you on the nose with a newspaper, as it were, to make sure that you know exactly what you did to cause that caution.
All right, it's going to be extremely interesting to see if the 41 will be able to still lead this thing from flag to flag. That's going to be extremely interesting.
Well, it's one of those things you really don't have to worry about tire strategy, fuel strategy, anything like that. These guys started with enough fuel to finish the race, and they're not actually able to take any tires. Just like at Stafford Speedway on any given Friday night in any of their divisions, you can't take tires because of wear. You can only take tires because of damage or a flat tire or anything like that. And Dylan Kopak, your league admin, as it were, came out and said earlier on today in the drivers' meeting that if your truck gets, or if your car rather, gets lifted up into the air to change tires, you will be disqualified.
Absolutely, and here we go again. We're going to give this a shot. Lights are out. Let's see if we can make this happen against Alex McCollum. Getting rocking and rolling.
That's it. Pace car's down. It looks like we're going to get an early start here. The 41 hammered down, hitting that bank switch, as you called it earlier. The green flag in the air. Kyle right on his bumper. He's sniffing that back bumper. He's going to try and head down low, but it doesn't seem like he's got quite enough momentum. You got to wonder if Alex has the advantage having such a high I rating. You know, he's been on the service. He knows how the setups work. Very similar to real life, but not quite exactly.
Hard battle here, and looks like we have a battle for the top 5 here as we follow further back into the pack, as Jake Johnson now is under fire from Riley O'Keefe. Jake Johnson in that 0-15 ride, under fire from the 69 there, nose to tail, coming here through the...
You can see him heading down on the inside there. The only time we've got two guys next to each other. 0-15 on the high side, 69 as it appears on your screen, coming down low. The 54 right behind them, heading down into the corner.
54 almost wanted to take a 3 wide there, thought better of it. Probably a good idea on his end there of Jack Eli. He just follows suit. They both clear the 0-15 ride there of Jake L. Johnson, as now he gets passed by the 46 of Ryan Libby. Now he's under fire. He gets a little bit of a hip check from the 81 of P.J. Evans as they, again, round out of the corner here, and P.J. Evans doesn't look too happy about it as he battles back on the inside, and he gets a bump from the back from the 0-15 of Jake Johnson as they fire off out of turn 4. Coming, here we go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, 6 to go. It's starting to heat up.
6 to go, everything warming up. P.J. Evans on the inside. You've got the 0-15 of Jake Johnson on the outside. Side by side, these guys have been door to door for the longest time. 0-15 finally has the advantage on the inside, uses that flat apron, but there you see the 81 trying for a crossover, coming across the stripe. See, he's going to head down into turn number 1, right back at the other side of his car on the inside of his door.
The battle still rages on back here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a battle here for the 11th position between the 36 of Reagan Parent as he makes his way under Ray Parent. I'm sure there's some kind of relation there that I'm not familiar with. And there goes, oh, they get sideways. Reagan gets sideways in front of Ray. He's able to gather it up. Great save there by Parent, as the other Parent, Ray, is stuck on the outside now, as he's starting to get passed now by the 3 ride of Derek G.
Derek G on the inside, little bit of a bump ski the past couple of laps. You got to wonder, these guys are racing with a sprint. We got 3 laps to go here, but it's absolutely one of those things where these guys are going to give and take for a little bit, but you got to wonder if they're going to try and take advantage as the laps tend to wear them down here.
All right, we are coming to popsicle sticks right now as we now focus back up onto our leaders. That 41, a.k.a. 1 ride of Alex McCollum. He's led every single lap here at Stafford Motor Speedway so far. He's been shown those popsicle sticks, which means 2 to go. As he makes his way out of 3 and 4, he sees the white rag, the white flag. He only has to make it around one more time around here, around Stafford Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no pressure behind him coming across it. He has a half-second lead or more from the guy behind him, which Kyle Eli. Can Kyle do something with him in 3 and 4? He cannot. Coming across the line, ladies and gentlemen, Alex McCollum wins tonight here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if the bookies were on that. He led every single lap, all 75 laps here under caution and under green. Great win for Alex McCollum. Very, very strong, as he's got the high I rating, he's got the experience, he's got the real-life experience. But the number 7, Kyle Ellie, finishes 2nd. Chris Seversky 3rd. Ryan Blanchard in 4th. And Ricky Keefe in 5th. Jack Ellie, number 64, it looks like. Not we're gonna have to fire our secretary here. Finishes 6th. Ryan Libby 7th. PJ Evans 8th. Jake Johnson 9th. And Regan Parent in the 10th position.
11th place will be that Ryan G, or the Derek G car, sorry, in that 3 car. 12th place, Kyle Cisco. 13th, Ray Parent in the 98. The 2 of Joseph Massicote. And then Anthony Marvagulo, or how the hell you say his name, is 238, followed up behind him. And then Corey Casagrande in that 27. So what a ride, what a race. That was a great battle to see tonight. And seeing Alex McCollum park it into victory lane, driving it from flag to flag, taking it all the way. And we're starting to get guys lined up into the booth here in a moment. We're going to start talking to some of our top runners. So far, we have runner-up Kyle Eli is in the booth. We're waiting for a couple more. Give them a few minutes. Third place has entered the booth at 74 ride of, I believe it's a Chris Silvestri. We have the league admin here, Dylan Kobeck, if you want to help us with that last name. And what did you think about tonight, man?
I think it's Silvestri. But yeah, tonight was great. I stayed up on the mic, make sure to keep everybody calm, keep the green flags rolling. Mid-race, it got a little rowdy, but I made sure to let everybody know, keep it professional, keep everything rolling. And it was a good finish, It was the guys that I thought were gonna finish up front. It was a game changer. There was some guys I didn't expect, and here they are, finishing in the top 10. So it was good.
You guys definitely put on one heck of a show, Dylan. Thank you for having us on this broadcast. Thank you for allowing us to present your package here that you had, and you guys put on one heck of a show for us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys broadcasting for us. It was awesome. You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Awesome, and we hope to see you again. And Paul, we are here with Chris, your third place finisher, Paul.
P3 number 74, as you see it on your screen. Chris, what a great race. There was a lot of guys that started this event, but you came back in the third position, parked there on pit road as you're seeing right now. Man, Chris, what a race. Tell us about it. What happened?
Man, I started. I didn't have a good qualifying run. I had to start from the back. Patience and good driving. Had a great setup behind me. Led me to the front, and just at the right time. At the right place at the right time. And I want to say nice job to Alex for winning. Kyle for getting second. We're all pretty fast. It was good racing. I just had overall good racing.
Yeah, you guys put on a fantastic show, and we're looking at the car right now. It looks like it's plain black, but we do want to give you an opportunity to thank any sponsors, any friends, family, anybody that you may have watching there.
Alex and Kyle, and I just want to thank the host and this whole league, man. I just started this league, but it's really cool. I'm gonna enjoy it this year. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris. And we're going to shoot it on over to Wes Hogue. He's actually lined up with the number 2 finisher. We're going to see if we can't get Kyle Ellie down here in the number 2 spot. Wes, you caught up with Kyle Ellie, the P2 finisher here at Stafford.
I believe it's going to be Eli, but we'll let him be able to correct us there. Kyle, you had to sit almost this entire race looking at the back of the 41, so close but so far away. It had to take so much patience not to want to just move him out of the way on those restarts.
Yeah, I had a really good balanced car, but he was just a lot faster than me. We didn't really have much long run, but I was pretty tight after like 10 laps, so I couldn't really catch him. But we were pretty even for the first 10 laps, and if it went longer, he kind of pulled me a little bit.
Absolutely. It seems like you guys were pretty even there on the short runs, which we've seen quite a few of tonight. But when we would have that long run, he'd be able to just get enough grip to be able to pull it out and get rocking and rolling. Kyle, about this league here, if you want to tell a little bit about it, what is your experience in this league? How long have you been in this league, and how has it treated you so far?
Not gonna lie, I joined it 30 minutes before the session.
Kyle, unfortunately we can't hear you there, Kyle. We want to make sure your mic is not muted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Kyle, still don't have it. We're gonna wait to see if Kyle can work out these technical difficulties real quick.
I've got him if that counts.
Paul, you got me?
Yeah,
oh, never
Kyle.
mind. It's just me, guys. Keep on talking.
Apparently, Wes just disconnected his microphone headset there, unfortunately. But, yeah, Kyle, tell us everybody that you want to thank at this point, and let us know a little bit about the league.
Yeah, I joined 30 minutes before the actual session went up. But, Dylan, he was adminning a race yesterday, and I thought, he did a really good job, so wanted to come race here. I mean, there's a little bit of cautions, but it was a pretty big field, so that was kind of expected. But all in all, I think, it's ran really well, and can't wait.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kyle, awesome job. Runner up P2. You were definitely on the coattails of that 7 ride. Anybody you would like to thank here?
Just Chris Sylvester for the base set, and thank you to you guys for broadcasting and Dylan for hosting the race.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your second place finisher, Kyle Eli, doing one hell of a job tonight. And now we drag to the broadcast booth your winner tonight in the 75 lapper at Stafford Motor Speedway, the number 41, aka one car of Alex McCollum. Alex, I'm not sure if my name looks familiar to you, but your name definitely looked familiar to me. Long time no see. Awesome to see you win this thing from flag to flag, buddy. How did you get it done tonight?
Oh, I just had a rocket under me. Found something little bit with 30 minutes remaining in practice and just hit on it. So got the pole a little bit over a tenth, and went from there.
Alex, I used to race with you back in NRO3 back in the day. I believe your dad raced us with us as well. I've seen you come pretty far here in the sim racing community. It's really, really cool to see yourself become as successful as you have here in the sim racing. But for those that aren't familiar with you, do you do any real racing? How long have you been on sim racing? Tell us a little bit of your background here in Victory Lane.
I've been sim race. I know who you are. I've been sim racing for a while. Geez, I'd say almost 11 years I've been sim racing. Starting NRT on 3. And just yeah, I race legend cars in real life. Been racing those for about 5 years.
That is awesome, and I believe it's your father that's been involved in NRO3 as well as sim racing altogether. You guys have always put on a great show. Anytime I've raced with you, anytime I've seen you race, is there anybody that you would like to thank tonight?
Yeah, you guys for broadcast and Dylan for doing a good job admin and putting the event on. It was fun to race. Really good car count. Thanks to Sebastian, Ely, B Wilkes, Spotter Wilkes, best spotter out there. About it.
Alex, you led it from flag to flag, from the time that green flew to the time that the checkered flew. You think you can back this up the next race?
I think we have a good base. I think so. Gonna go back and work on it a little bit for next week. I think we have a little bit in it, so we'll see.
Alex is so humble in the most humblest way. He said, "Yes, we're going to dominate next time." Thank you again, Alex. An awesome race tonight.
Thank you.
That's
All right,
exactly what
ladies
I
and
heard,
gentlemen.
Wes. You can definitely hear the absolute aggression in his voice. He definitely is going to come back and dominate the next race. But Wes, what a great race. We had a couple of cautions at that point, but you know what? No harm, no foul. This is the first time a lot of these guys have been racing next to each other, so it happens. But you know, we still got Dylan Kopak, the admin, the guy that put this whole show on, still hanging out here in the booth. Dylan, really good show tonight. I definitely think you know, this is the first race of a 12 race circuit you guys are going to do, and it's gonna be pretty cool to see just how many of these guys make the next race, because we had over 65 registrations for this league. Only took the top 20 qualifiers and the top 3 from 3 heat races. So there's definitely an opportunity for guys to make a great point start next week.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty interesting. We went and this is my first time doing like a weekly series with the SKs, and I wasn't expecting the overwhelming, driver roster, all the people signing up, 60 plus. I only had a session for 60, so some people didn't make it tonight. There's still next week. There's still obviously 11 more races to go. So I think it's a pretty cool, like Friday night show like at Stafford. There's a couple open shows I've been to racing there weekly, and you do have to race into the feature. So if you don't show up, if you don't spend the time to work on your setup and know your stuff, and it really all comes down to the driver and where you place through time trialing kind of sets the tone for the night. Um, it can really throw off your whole night, or it can work out to your advantage. Like Alex, he started first, led the whole race, and he just had a rocket ship. But we had some mid race drama, and with this whole new layout with the consolation heat races and stuff like that. Um, placed a lot of the fast guys that couldn't get a good time trialing lap, placed them, mid pack and beyond. So those guys changed their strategy out completely. So I think it's a good strategy circuit. I left it for 75 laps just to kind of give it like a short sprint, nothing too boring. I feel like anything over 100 laps turns into kind of like a dragging on race. So kept everybody on their toes, and definitely strategy was played out.
Dylan, if you could for viewers that might be interested in joining your league, um, possibly being able to do so, is this a league that is open to anybody? Is this invite only? How is this? How can one join this league?
So this league, if anybody's interested in joining, it is open to anybody. Skill, if you bought your wheel yesterday, you can sign up on our Facebook. It's East Coast Winter League on Facebook. Just request to join, and I'll approve you right away. It doesn't matter if you're just trying to be a fan, just trying to see everybody chatting away or stuff like that. But like I said, you can buy your wheel tonight and come by next Sunday and come race with us. As long as you register, you're valid to come in.
That's awesome. There's a lot of leagues out there that won't have that open door policy that you have, and that is great to know, and that's great for possible racers. Again, during the feed I talked about a local short track guy here in Florida. He's a legend in the front wheel drive series down here on dirt, and he watched the feed, and what he said was, I'm not really a fan of the modifieds, but that was a good race. I might have to start checking these cars out. And that's something he texted me right after this race was over. So you guys are making an impact. He's getting into iRacing as well, so you might hear from him, and you're gaining a fan of modified racing, and that's what it's all about, is expanding our short track fan base.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. I'm based out of the Northeast. All I've known since I was a kid, it's been a family thing, is modified racing. So I'm a big fan of modified racing. If I'm not racing, I'm out in the stands watching. So especially with this time off, I figured this would be a great time to pull a bunch of good drivers together. Even like I said, new guys, veteran guys in the sim racing community, they all come together, and I'm glad tonight was a pretty good success.
Absolutely, Paul. I'll let you take it from here for the final words. Dylan, thank you so much for having us here. Thank you so much for allowing us to have our inaugural stream here. We had a little bit of kinks we were trying to work out there in the heat races. For some reason, it just kept on kicking us out. We got most of those kinks worked out in the feature. Hopefully, you go back and you enjoy it. Again, thank you so much for having us as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Kinks or not, regardless, you guys did a great job broadcasting, and I'll definitely go back on your YouTube page and watch it tonight before I go to bed. But yeah, like I said, I do appreciate it, and I hope we got.
And these guys put on an awesome show, Wes, like you said, and it's great words from Dylan. We did have a couple of kinks, unfortunately, at this point, but it's the first time. It's our maiden voyage here at Verdane TV. But Wes, what a great race. We had over 60 guys try and qualify for this race. Took the top 20 qualifiers and then the top 3 drivers on the 3 heat races there. We had a field of 29. You got to wonder which of these 29 guys are going to be able to actually make it next week. There's no qualifying rules against keeping guys out, but these guys, they're going to be able to requalify next week. If they didn't start this week, though, they have to start in the back of the pack. So, definitely going to be cool to check these guys out next Sunday night.
Absolutely, and as I said before, it's really cool that this is a league where anybody can show up. They can have a setup ready. They say, hey, I'm going to enter this entry list and I'm going to race this race. And just like any other local dirt or asphalt track you can go to on a Saturday or Sunday night, or any night around the country. You show up with a ride, you know what you're doing, you sign that entry form, and you go out there and you put on a show. And I'm really, really happy that this is a league that will do that for you. It's the East Coast SK Modifieds here. This is their winter series that has been very successful. They race here at Stafford Motor Speedway as we did tonight. Saw some really big names out there. We saw Max Zechum, who races in real life. I've been pretty good friends with Max. Those who know that area, they know Wayne, better known as Muffy Wildermuth. He is a well-known spotter in that area. He was watching as well. Shout out to him. Some big names that race modifieds, that race short track racing we saw tonight, and then we saw some well-known names in the sim racing community. So, Paul, I had a heck of a lot of fun. I think Dylan had a heck of a lot of fun. I'm sure we're all in the same boat here.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. No, great race. We got a lot of cool. It's cool for me. I've been going to the Stafford Speedway for a very long time, every single Friday. I've missed a couple. I've been working with the Rent a Race Car guys as much as I can. And Kyle Gregory actually opened up some of his solo music stuff. He actually opened up the event with one of his new songs about the Waterford Speed Bowl. Obviously we're here at Stafford, but hey, it's in the same state. It's fine. It works out pretty good. It's a really cool country song about racing. How can you go wrong? But these guys put on a great show tonight. It's the first race at 12. We're going to be back here next Sunday night in the SK Modifieds at Stafford Speedway. And you got to wonder, now that these guys know exactly what kinks they've got to work on with their setups and their cars and everything like that, and kind of adjusting themselves to the other drivers in this field, you got to wonder if they're going to be able to work out the kinks, and we'll have a little bit cleaner race next time. We'll be able to see these guys really kind of go door by door, or bumper by bumper, or roll bar by roll bar. But for Rowdy Wesley Hogue in the booth with me, Dylan Kopech put on a great show here in the East Coast SK Modified series. I am Paul Strickland Jr. Thank you for joining us for the Maiden Void and Share on Verdane TV. Very first broadcast live. And we got to thank Dylan Kopech for the East Coast guys. We're going to sign off here. See you guys next Sunday night. We're going to be running the SK Modifieds. We're going to be running Stafford Motor Speedway. Can't wait to see you guys there. And in the words of a very good friend of mine, we won't mention his name, but always keep the shiny side up and the rubbers on the ground. Always, always, always keep those rubbers down. We'll see you at the track soon as we can.